As we're reflecting on the ways God has moved in the Mountain West region in 2023, we have to say thank you for your investment to continue transforming kids' lives together. Across the whole region, our most critical measure that we keep track of is kids known by name by our leaders. It grew another 15% in 2023. Our campaigners grew by 35%. And our most exciting trend we've seen this year is 22% more leaders. And the more leaders, the more kids we can impact. Help keep pressing in on our two major mountains that are moving. One of them is continuing to hire DFLs, and the second is new towns starting up for Young Life. The 5 new towns where Young Life started, in Anaconda, Cle Elum Roslyn, Deer Park, Chewelah, and Sandpoint, we want Michelle to share how God has been answering prayers to start up those new places.
Anaconda, Montana, a small town of 10,000, but also holds a group of folks who have been praying for well over a year to bring Young Life to the area. And I'm happy to say that they took almost a dozen kids to camp last summer. And out of that camp sprang all this life of people who wanted to meet with me nonstop for 2 days. And since then, they've been having clubs and doing contact work and meeting kids, and it's going great. In Deer Park, we've developed a group of leaders and committee who are serving the kids. We took almost a dozen kids to camp last summer. A week ago, they had 38 kids come to Wildlife Club.
Now, in addition to these new startups, our biggest investment continues to be the 50 developing future leaders that are continuing to bear ridiculous fruit across the region. Now, across Spokane, we have 4 current DFLs, which has led to 30% growth in kids known by name, 37% of club growing, 52% of campaigners growing, and 45% more leaders over last year. And in Missoula, where we have 2 DFLs, they grew by 45% in leaders. Now let's personalize the impact by hearing from Bree Diaz, one of our 2nd and 3rd year DFLs.
Jalen is a student who attended Creekside about a year and 4 months ago, 2 camping seasons ago. And while she was at camp, she heard the gospel clearly preached. And during the 10 minutes of silence, she decided to give her life to the Lord. And since then, she has not looked back. She attends every club, every campaigners. This year, she's a student leader, and she regularly attends church. This last summer, she decided to get baptized, and she shared her testimony, which inspired a lot of people. How Jalen has found hope in the gospel, and how God is now using Jalen to reach others.
Well, I'm Walt Judici, and this is my wife, Crystal, and we are big fans of Young Life. In fact, we've been around Young Life for a number of years. Crystal was a Young Life kid in high school.
I had to go to Malibu between my junior and senior year. And
God has blessed us with a very successful business called Neroston TMS. And we decided that we were going to start investing back in the leaders of Young Life. How can we most impact the largest number of people with our time, talent, and our financial resources? This idea of developing future leaders is a tremendous return on investment. Every $1,000 we give, we know we're impacting dozens of kids. Every 5,000 or 10,000, whatever the number might be, we know those numbers increase exponentially. Small dollars invested means huge return in terms of lives saved and lives changed for the gospel.
You just see the fruit. It's so valuable. Young Life is such a powerful ministry.
And what's just remarkable is the number of leaders that are willing to take that next step if they just had support, if they just had a few thousand extra dollars of support. We're impacting more students with the small investment that we're making here than we could do in many of the other ministries that we support.
It's such a powerful ministry. How can we not support it?
This generation of kids needs your investment in helping their lives be transformed. Come to our Giving Circle February 9th through 11th in Phoenix to start new movements and consider a year-end gift to fund our next 8 DFLs.